Hello, YouTube. Hello, Fury of Dracula Discord community. I am, as I always am, your boy Snuffleupagus. It's good to see all of you this evening. Uh, Evening here in the U.S. Middle of the night. For our friends across the pond in Europe. We got a great game for you tonight. We have a League of Dracula 2024. Um, League of Dracula 2024 Phase 3 match. Swiss style phases. This is a match between Randiv playing the Hunters versus New Blood Tournament champ Strider656 playing the Dracula. This is a match from one of the kind of like middle groups. Both Randiv and Strider are in a good spot. Definitely a good spot to make the knockout phase where things really heat up. I guess minor, well, depending on how you consider it. Spoiler alert for the results at the end of this week. Strider's at 7-5, I want to say, or 7-4, 7-4, going for his eighth win. Randiv is 5-6, going for his sixth win. So both very solid records. Both relative veterans of the community. Certainly been around longer than me. Although it's funny that we talk in these terms where it's like this game's been out what 3 years. So the word veteran is, I guess, a little bit, you know, contextual. Either way, both these gentlemen know what they're doing, so I'm excited to see how they play this. Randiv is starting with a superhero start. That means you got Godalming and Seward together in Vienna, with Mina holding down the fort in Spain, in Madrid, and Helsing in London. This is a start that has become more popular over these few years. I've started to use it most of the time myself. We'll see if that continues. The nice thing is when you set up like that, Godalming's rich dude, draw lots of cards, power can be used more effectively because you can give the excess good items that Godalming draws to Seward. And Seward's got some big old pockets in his giant cargo pants. He has lots of extra space to hold additional items. He has one more item slot. So that's the advantage of this setup. The disadvantage, of course, is that Mina's looking pretty lonely. She is a somewhat weaker hunter than Stewart or Godalming. Helsing's weaker too. Um, they're both by themselves, so a skilled Drac player with the right cards may be able to get an early kill of Mina, whereas if that was just Seward by himself, it's a little bit sturdier, especially with his healing power. Um, but there's trade-offs to every approach, so we'll see how this one works out. Got 4 people in the live chat. Crowd is building. If you're here, want to chat, give your take on the game, just put some text in there. I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'll interact with you and give you my thoughts. You can give me your thoughts. Ooh, we got our first hard scouts. Let's see where we're going. What do we got? What do we got? We search in Southern Italy. We search in Ireland. We're searching the East, the Amsterdam area. So many choices. What do we got? What do we got? Decisions for Randiv. Okay, not Bari and not Constanta. Both good places to check. I'm thinking I would have either focused it and done both in the East or both like in Southern Italy, like do Naples and Bari, so that you can get, kind of clear out a region. Honestly, it probably doesn't really matter, but that's kind of the approach I like to take. But because kind of if you don't find them, you're really not the negative information is not actually helping you that much. So I guess I can't be too critical of that because you're not going to start moving just on the basis of something not showing up. Um, so Mina's showing a heavenly host. That's good to know. Good to know in the event Drax thinking about playing Soils later, or is thinking about fanging her. Um, yeah, given Mina's special vulnerability to fangs, given her perma-bite, if you're a Drac and you know that some hunters are going to get Heavenly Host, I think the one you'd prefer it to be on is Mina. She can use that host less effectively than her peers. Whew. Long day here. Long night beginning. So Strider, I played both of these guys before. I play Strider a lot more. He is often up at this hour or later, and he, like myself, likes to do some little late night scrimmages. That is interesting. Early dark call. What could that possibly mean? Um, in the past, I would basically do an early dark call as a matter of course. Um, if I didn't have a vampire to put down first, I'd like to try to mature a vamp first. And apparently that is the old meta that people 1, 2, 3 years ago would use. And it's kind of fallen out of fashion, um, including by me, but by I think most people. People preferring to lay down trail because it distracts the hunters. It gives you the possibility of maturing something early, and you don't take the 2 damage, um, and don't get stuck with a lot of bad encounters that you don't want to play. Um, ooh, Rufus. Do we search? Do we ally? Rufus is a pretty good ally to have. If you have surprising return, though, okay, I would search, but maybe no surprising return. Rufus is definitely good to have. What else we got going on? So, um, yeah, the Dark Call. Another reason one might want to use Dark Call is if you're in a place with restricted movement, like you're starting in Ireland, um, and you know you want to put down, you're gonna have to leave and reveal yourself sort of by leaving. Maybe you do the Dark Call earlier rather than later. Or if you're doing a Britannia start, like you're trying to kill Helsing, this makes a lot of sense in that context. You want to take your extra turns where you're not moving in Edinburgh or Liverpool to minimize the amount of turns you have where you can be revealed by evil presence or local rumors. So if I was doing a Britannia start like this, a dark call right now when you're on your first page, which is presumably Edinburgh, would make sense. You can kind of extend this trail a little bit, use the minimal space you have. You can maybe wolf to you can maybe follow this path right, and then wolf to Plymouth and feed there, and then start moving back, so you don't have to leave the island. So dark call can be advantageous there. Hello, hello. We got some people in the chat. Hello, Skybreaker. Hello, Aruk. Yes, Sky is wishing some good luck to Randiv. That makes sense. Sky and Strider remain roughly at the same part in the rankings. So, Randiv pushing Strider down a bit would probably help Sky a little bit. So, good to know you have a keen analysis of your rooting interests. And Aruk is here, and yes, I agree. Strider does love his dark call. Be interesting to see why there's a dark call, what he's planning to do with it. We have a rumor on the first space, so I have to imagine. Ooh, okay, we got Agatha. What do you do now? That's probably the best ally to have, and we're tossing Rufus. The allies are here. Yep, that's right. They're getting a little club going. Rufus and Aggie. Pretty soon we'll have a whole coterie. Oh, perfectly timed newspapers, and it's Barcelona. It's not Britannia. Okay. Well, horrible luck. Yeah, horrible luck indeed for Strider. Um, I agree. Now, Godalming and Seward can start making their way down quicker. That being said, you know, you're gonna get found out eventually. These hunters are probably not yet ready to take you on. There's um, there's a lot of work to be done to get your horse economy right, and it's just your ability to jump on Drac without horses is relatively limited, even if you know exactly where he is. So it'd be interesting to see how Randiv plays this. Maybe I think you probably just continue to play as normal. Random thought in my head. Maybe you go to Saragossa here and try to control his movements and incentivize him to move the way you want in a way that's known. So if you're in Saragossa, you know if there's no wolf form, then Drac is going to. Okay, evil presence. Yep, good for Drac to get that out of the way early. But yeah, you can kind of force Drac to Toulouse, but I mean, he's got wolf form, so we can just use his wolf form, and it's not going to be that big a deal for him. I am looking to avoid losing 4 in 4 days. Oof. Yeah, I've totally been there. Randiv, I am with you. Honestly, now that you mention that, I think I may be rooting for you, if nothing else, out of boundless empathy. Um, as some of you may know, in the last tournament, I started off 0-7. So, as someone who lost 7 games in a row, I can definitely sympathize with someone who doesn't want to go 4 losses in a row. So, definitely get that. So, what do we got going on in the chat right now? Sky says he likes the card, but doesn't think he'd use it this soon. Yeah, I don't think I would either, although I don't really use it that much, period. But definitely there's some pros and cons to it. Strider also likes to check Ireland the Scouts too. I wonder if he's a fan of Guinness. Don't know, but I hope so. Guinness is pretty good stuff. I've never been to Ireland or Europe generally, but the Guinness's America's factory is in Baltimore. I've been there, and it is actually pretty darn cool. So I like that, and it's massive. They have a massive outdoor space, and they make all their Guinness Blonde there. So yeah, definitely would recommend if you ever find yourself in the what the land of crabs, the old line state, the the whatever Baltimore's nickname is. Um, the early newspaper takes so much pressure off hunters. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. It makes you feel a lot better about yourself. And holy, nice card, very helpful. It wasn't our first game for you, though. Drew local rumors, NDP. Yeah. I have a rats ready to mature. You can let them go. Well said, Strider. You mature them rumored rats. Have you heard the rumors about the rats in Barcelona? I hear they're Mickey's long lost Catalan cousins. Alrighty then. First, well, second move of the game for Strider. Where are you gonna go? So many choices. What do we think, chat? Is he in Saragossa? Is he in Toulouse? Oh man, so many choices. To be honest, I think here, if I am Strider, since I'm revealed anyway, I go to Saragossa. Then well, maybe I don't. I kind of like the idea of just building up that Pyrenees band, putting stuff down that Mina probably has to deal with, and to the extent Godalming or Sue would want to deal with it, they have to go a little bit further southwest than they would if Strider went directly north. Make them spend more time there. And then you start heading northeast to obfuscate. But I get that you might want to start moving now and create more distance, because if you stay in that whole area, you're not being as confusing. Okay, we have horses already. I have to guess that means Randiv's horse eco is reasonably well set up, although obviously not perfect, given that we just saw a yellow one drawn. That's a win in my book. The fact that you were on Friday week 1, and you already have a Seward ready to start moving. I like that. Um, Aru corrects me that there are actually 3 options. You could theoretically go to C from Barcelona, which you could, but no. Slow down there. Hold your horses. Early excellent weather used. Controversial thing. I used to use it early to do what Randiv did as a matter of course. Now I probably do that a little less, but it really depends on your hand size. Um, if I'm drawing a lot of really good events, I might just still do that early excellent weather. Or if I want to trade a horse off of Helsing, I might do that. Aruk says he would be tempted to get to 36 in wolf form. Yeah, I agree. That's very tempting. The trick about that is right now you might get jumped on, and you could, in that scenario, get jumped on by 2 hunters fairly easily, right? If Seward draws um, a yellow 2, he's probably going to Marseille. If he does, and he finds you there, Helsing can also get to Marseille just by the rails with a yellow 2. So, while normally I'd agree with Aruk that that's probably a pretty good play, if I were trying to go northeast immediately and not stick around Mina, trying to kill Mina, if I were trying to just create some distance, I'd probably go 54, then 15 in this case, and maybe think about wolfing from there, or even not wolfing from there, just keep moving regularly until you found a place where you felt you could wolf somewhere reasonably safe. I don't know. I don't know. Tough call. Oh, Rook says that's what he meant by a death trap. Yeah, you're right. Yep, that could be a death trap. That is what death trap means. So well said. Well said. Death trap is having to spend French your French Riviera vacation with a doctor and an old man. A doctor that helps people and a doctor that's not the kind that helps people. The old uh, the old MD PhD divide. I guess I'd fall into that camp as well. JDs are also doctors, but not the kind that help people. All right, so in any event, we have not seen a wolf form yet. Strider's still moving along. I'm very interested to see if he's going to try to wrap around Mina, hope to cause her some consternation, or if he is making a beeline towards the center of the map to obfuscate. Oh, Helsing is also a lawyer. No way. I should probably read the book. Um, yeah, yeah. I feel like I really do need to read the book to have some context for the references in this game. It's got to be on my to-do list. I don't have like the novel, but my husband at one point subscribed to Dracula Daily and bought their book, which I understand puts all of the epistles in chronological order so you can read them as they go, um, as if you were getting them, the day of. You can like read the October 9th one on October 9th, which I think is kind of cool. I think that needs to be the play. Just read it a little bit every day. Yeah, I'm with you all. Um, if Strider reads it every year around Halloween, he's probably our subject matter expert here. We'll have to bone up on it. So, it looks like the death trap, it is not. No one has jumped on Marseille. It looks like the hunters are being fairly cautious. Actually, Mina showing a chartered carriage means Marseille would be even more of a death trap. It doesn't get much deadlier than this right now if you're in Marseille. Podcast that read it chapter by chapter. Now that would be helpful. So if you're an auditory learner, maybe stick by her. I don't think of myself as an auditory learner, but I'm a dude who has a lot of stuff going on, and to be able to just play. Oh, oof. Oh, I'm sorry, Saboteur. I was oofing, trying to split my attention. I'm totally fine with that being the hide card. Please excuse my oof. No oof needed. This is fine. Mina is going to be able to deal with this vamp in the evening tomorrow, or someone else could jump onto it. You are going to need Mina to have a stake, though, otherwise she could get into a night fight. Strider says rats. Yeah, she could get into a night fight with the rats. I am sure this is indeed a saboteur and a rat. Yep, no oof needed. Premature oof. Getting, I'm a little too oof happy here. Mina's got this. She is in control. She's ready to take on the presumed vamp in Barcelona. Um, she has heard the rumors and she's going to get to the bottom of them. Now, if hmm, very interesting to see if we have a wolf form here. There is not. So, with that, I mean, there's still a lot of places Jack could be, but it's like it's gonna be very, very easy to find his location. You just happen to jump on the right spot. I mean, he's Drac is basically necessarily Drac is necessarily next to a hunter, or he is in southern Spain. There's no alternative to that. So it remains a very precarious situation. Yeah, everyone's thinking that the fact that there's no wolf form makes Iberia more likely. I have to say I agree with that assumption. We'll find out soon. Now, this would be a great time for a scan of Iberia to confirm that or not. That's not really possible given the cards, given the given the not the cards per se, but the encounters in Barcelona and where everyone's laid out. I wonder if we have an early renewed vigor. This is a long pause on this dawn prompt. Although honestly, even a speedy telegraph might warrant some consideration here. Really, you're kind of okay, nothing now. I think that's reasonable. Skybreaker's calling it. He's calling Cadiz. Whew, excuse me. Okay, it's not the death trap. Now where does Seward go? Toulouse? You could, I mean, you could narrow it to 50-50 if you go to Toulouse and it's not on the trail. It is not. The chat called it. Drax stayed in Spain. So now his path of escape is largely blocked off. And he went to Santander last turn. Okay, so now Dracula is either in Lisbon or maybe Madrid. So we're gonna have to have some trail clearing and some sailing. Now my question is, okay, means I got a stake. That makes sense. What do we got? Rats, right? Staking some rats. Show us the rats. Aristocratic. Strider, you ham. It's an aristocratic. Lol. That is one of those jokes that is so dumb. It actually is kind of funny, in my view. I think that is stupid in a good way. There's a fine line between stupid in a funny way and stupid in a stupid way. That to me, stupid in a funny way. Well done. Well played. Well played. If he has a fog, Lisbon. Interesting. Hmm. Where do you want to be? You want to be in Lisbon? Can't hide. Do you want to be in Madrid and make the hunters guess whether you're going to Alicante or Lisbon or Cadiz next turn? I figured it'd be safe. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. This could change things. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Honestly, Randiv should have kind of surmised that possibility because it's the next thing that wouldn't be cleared if the aristocratic matured. So this is big for Strider because if he can get a quick kill here, or even just, excuse me, damage Helsing enough that he's afraid to die, it removes some of the pressure. Okay, so Helsing's not escaping. The nice thing is Helsing is not Mina, so the way to kill Helsing is you need two claws. You can't just fang him and kill him because he is the most bite resistant of all the hunters. Excuse me. And more importantly, now that you've mesmerized him, if your goal is to kill him, you can no longer damage him using fangs. Because if you hit him with a fangs, he's just going to take a bite and leave the combat. So, mesmerizing, while helpful and necessary to the Drac player here to keep him from escaping, also comes with a bad side effect that now your fang is not going to help you kill him. Okay, nice to punch the plot. It's always a little risk reward there. So I would say these first two rounds have been big wins for the hunters. Strider can try a claw and get some damage in. That's what he's doing. but there's a knife. That's fine. So now, interesting dilemma. Um, Certainly, killing this vamp would be very convenient for the hunters. Um, but you land if you're Strider and you land one more claw, Helsing's dead. So that would be a huge problem. Strider could take a guess that the knife is played, so maybe you try to fang now, and then hopefully Helsing will be, so weak he won't want to jump on you and be somewhat useless, and you'll heal and be more hardy in the, you know, this vamp will be more hardy when the next hunter comes along knocking. Skybreaker says dodge and pistol. Okay, we're going for the fang, and we got the dodge. Okay. So now, certainly if Helsing has a rifle or pistol, he could defend against Claw. That'd be pretty sick. Um, Tough call here. If Helsing doesn't have that, strength. Okay. Oh, and he had the rifle. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Very nice, Strider. You saw that coming. But honestly, nice Randiv for hiding that rifle until now. I think this is honestly smart on both their parts. And now you have a situation where Helsing can guarantee he doesn't die, and the vampire has done a ton of damage. I think this is honestly a win for both players here. I mean, yeah, strength and a dodge. Yep. Entirely predictable. Smart play on Judge's part to play the strength because, you know, if you got hit with a knife, that would deal with it. And if you were to have the dodge, there's nothing you can do against the dodge anyway. So I like that play from both players. It's net worse for the hunters than Drac. There's a net negative for the hunters in my view, but honestly, there's a big difference between Helsing dying and Helsing taking a beating and leaving the vamp there at one. Helsing dying would be a much bigger problem. Can't remember if we know he has a horse or not. Quick check of the Discord. I haven't really been following that much. Nothing really interesting. One stake, the rifle, one crucifix gone. So, I'm guessing we get a heal here, maybe? Or maybe trade for an escape route just in case? I don't know. Hmm. All right. So we're waiting on Drac. Is this a do I stay? Oh yeah, 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 we are waiting on Drac. So is this a do I stay or do I go pause? I have to imagine that's what we're seeing right now. Although I guess if you're in Madrid, you have lots of decisions to make as well. Okay. Now does that? I have to imagine the hunters have to assume he either was doing Lisbon to Cadiz or it was Madrid to Alicante or Cadiz. If I'm the hunters, I'm and I want to try to pounce them, I'm checking Cadiz. But can they get there? It's not in the rail line. And how much? Okay, we're moving. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're in Zaragoza. Clear some trail. Yeah, that's the thing, Aruk. I mean, Cadiz would be the play if you went to Lisbon first, and it would also be a sensible play if you went to Madrid first. So, and because you might have been in Lisbon before, if you're in Madrid, you probably don't want to go to Lisbon. I think it's very predictable regardless. What's tricky here is like I don't know if this is too much pressure being applied to Spain since he's gonna leave. Maybe you'd like just move like 2 hunters down there to start forcing Drac to get out of here and leave the other two in southern France. That's annoying. Okay, we have cleared the. Have we not cleared the hide card? Shouldn't revealing that gun have removed the hide card? What am I missing here? So it would reveal a rifle. This card should be gone. Revenge of the Saboteur. Yeah, I don't know why it's still there. I don't know what I'm missing. Um, hmm. Okay, we're doing some healing. So I have to imagine we'll see a trade here. Let's, oh, night. Oh no, this is not a night supply. This is a day supply. Forget what I said. That's fine. So now we'll see the trade from Mina. Yeah, I wonder if this is a bug. Lord Godalming has a stake, and oh, that is another vampire. Well, aren't you glad you used the stake? 2 stakes in the discard. I guess when you dark call, these are the kinds of things you can do. Just set up an entire vampire weekend for them to deal with. Vampire 3-day weekends. Whew, excuse me. Yeah, definitely good use of the stake to get rid of the Reckless. No doubt about that. I wonder how many vampires Drac put down. Surely these can't all be vampires, can they? Can they? Can they? Guess we'll see. Man, it is wild that Drac is still here in Spain. This is bold. I played a practice game with Strider where we spent basically the entire game in Iberia. And in that game, Strider's way more effective at beating up my hunters. Like, I had 1 death, 2 deaths, and I managed to squeak out a kill of him towards the end in this long game that was entirely in Iberia. And I like so I don't know. I don't know if I like this because I mean, I presume you're under fog. There hasn't been that much supplying yet. So if that's the case, I guess you're fine. But it's like if you're not under fog, to an extent, even if you are, I mean, there are so few places you can be, and there are so many hunters within a few spaces of you. It's a bold play. I mean, I guess if you're in Cuddies now, I mean, maybe. I mean, without renewed vigor, they're not going to really. get to you unless they had the perfect placement of sense of emergency. And if they had that, wouldn't they have used it earlier? So I guess maybe milking this a little bit is okay, but it just like you can see the whites of their eyes here. Okay, so we did go to Madrid after Santander. So that lets us know exactly nothing about what city he's in now. Oh, it was a saboteur from a lair. Oh, Haruki, you're a smarter man than I. I did not even think of that. That's funny. So the card that had the saboteur because of hide also had a saboteur from the lair. Hmm, that is a sensible, um, it's a sensible ambush. You have to assume Seward, with all of his large cargo pants pockets, has a stake in there somewhere. Um, although, who knows? Maybe Seward doesn't have a stake. Maybe he's just happy to see the vamp and happy to be ambushed. Okay, strengthening a dodge. That's a win for the hunters. When Drac wants to play defensive with this vamp a little bit, defensive or maybe aggressive with fangs only. Drac wants to land a fang. Punch. Nope. Well, that's good. So we know there's a right. Well, we already knew there was a rifle, but now we know even more. Now knife. Another strength. Yeah, that vampire does really want to bite. That's vampire wants to get off of that one health. Get some points on the board. Hmm. Oh, here we go. That's quick. Another mesmerized knife. Oh, escape. Okay. Interesting. Well, now what do you do? Double, double fang if you can. Strength, strength, then double fang. Hmm. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter much if there is indeed a stake here, which surely there must be. Although maybe Stewart doesn't have a stake and he just wants to try to kill the vamp in daylight, or at least help with the healing. Okay, and that's the fight. Big win for the hunters. No influence, no damage taken. Vampire dead. Brick hand for Strider. Yeah, that tracks. Alrighty then. Well, them's the breaks. Drac, your trail has been shrunk to 3. Alright, so surely now, with Helsing at 6 health, with well-armed hunters all around you, surely now you must go see. Although Hyde's coming off the trail, if you want to hide under fog, if you haven't already done so, you can hide under fog. Let's see. Will we finally see the sea move? Not to get ahead of myself, I am curious about what Mina does here, but like now I want to know, are we gonna finally see the sea move? The Mason hand strikes again. Yes, it did. Um, and if there is a C move, I want to know if Drax got a new playlist on his boat. That new hit Andrazot song, Drac at Sea, singing about his hopes and dreams about how he hurts him, how he longs for his castle peak. It's a very, very moving song that I'm sure is going to be at the top of Drax's nautical playlist. I I'm sure that will make his painful sea voyage just a little bit more pleasant when you got some good tunes to jam out to. Okay, somewhat bold. Although Mina had something like well, she doesn't have an escape route. Actually, it was pretty bold. If you land on them, I mean, you definitely don't want a one-on-one fight. Definitely don't want a one-on-one night fight with Mina. Excuse me. Uruk says he would leave Mina in Barcelona. That's not Randiv, though. Yep. Everyone's got their style. Not much new to see. Two stakes down. Seward and Helsing trading. All right, now the moment of truth. Does he stay or does he go? He is out of there. Okay, not a huge surprise. Drac is now in the South Atlantic. Van Helsing showed a knife, right? If Seward didn't have one before, he could well have one now. I... Did Helsing show a knife? I think he did. I think he did, and it got mesmerized. I think Seward could have a knife. Yeah, even Strider's not that crazy. um, yeah, I guess that's been proven true. All right, we're horsing. We're horsing around. Honestly, going to Granada before going to Cadiz would be kind of Strider-esque. Strider does love his Granada. Okay, Cadiz. And it's a new vamp. I guess he is assuming that there was a stake trade. There's another stake in there. I don't know. I probably would have tried to get another night combat there. Just because even if you do some damage, Seward's going to heal. Yep, and there are the horses. All right. Okay, we're blocking escape. That makes sense. Yeah, particularly with the new event being able to get points, right? So the best case scenario, you deal 4 damage to him, and he heals it in 2 night phases. You know. Whoop-de-doo. Fine. Okay. Well, maybe you can deal a little bit more damage than planned if he's punching into his strength. So that's a little bit better for Drac. Nice thing for the hunters with this being a new vamp is if they don't have another stake, they can always send multiple hunters to fight this thing. Two should be sufficient. Okay, the mesmerizers keep working. Now do you plot or do you strength again? Hunters don't really have an incentive to fight right now, so they punch the first time, and plot is weaker the second time. I'd probably plot. Plot, take a strength, play it. Oh, nice. Forget what I said. I'm clearly not as much of a combat guru as Strider is. Well done, well done, well done. Now, surely you see a dodge here from Seward, right? You're not going to kill it. You're not going to do much damage. Claw. Escape. Oh, I'm sorry. It's round 5. I was thinking it was round 6. Uh, eh. Okay, well, that ends up being a net win for the Hunters. I'm sorry, excuse me. For not the Hunters, for Drac. Dealing 6 damage is more than you would expect from that. Even if it's on fast healing Seward. Waste a little time. You know there can't be perfect horse eco. Okay, now it's a party. Do you ambush now when Seward could just delay and get in the fight? Yep, you do. Does Seward get in the fight with just 3 health? Yeah, Uruk is thinking that Seward has his stake since he was trying to get out of that fight, but his weapon plays, I don't know. I don't know. Lucky find. Maybe here's the stake. Okay, let's take a look at that discard. Single combat. Oh, he tossed a knife. So maybe there's another knife in here? Or maybe Hunters just really wanted a stake? Horseyco. Okay, nice punch, nice punch. Yeah, Horseyco is pretty funny. Watch it be, oh, okay. Much simpler combat than the first one. But yeah, watch Horseyco be like a front for the glue factory. You sit upon a throne of lies, Horseyco. One thing about horses in this game is when people say bad horse, I instantly think Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. When people draw a yellow one, say, oh, bad horse. Thoroughbred of sin. Yeah, Uruk, I would not expect a plotting start either. Must have been a bad hand. She'll die with full health. Yep. Okay. Oh, and it was Granada. Oh, what did I tell you? That's such a Strider move. That is so Strider. And, oh, Madrid was a mob. Okay. Whatever. That's a win for Hunters. That doesn't matter. I like the thought process. Multiple Hunters could have landed on that. They didn't, but they could have. Now the stake. Yep, there we go. Honestly, I don't know that I would have taken the stake. I would have kept the knife. And then just do a day combat 2v1 versus the Vamp and win that way. Mina's stakes as well. There's the last one, and it's a spy. Shh, what's your weapon? You got one? Ooh, she doesn't have one. Hoo-hoo. Not showing much, but dropping those tickets. If I'm Randiv, I gotta hope that neither of those tickets is one of the white ones. That is gonna be extraordinarily annoying to deal with. Now, if I'm Strider, I might be tempted here to go med and then wolf to one of the spaces to the east, hoping that one of those one of those tickets was a white one, and that the hunter's movement is going to be hindered temporarily as they try to fix that dangerous horse eco. I think I'd feel tempted to do that. Because the hunters, you want to lay some trail down since the trail is now clear, and you want to feed. You have stuff to do as Drac that you can't do at sea, so I would not want to be spending my time right now going any more than one additional sea space. It's my 2 cents. Fortunately for you, if you're Strider, um, the hunters no longer have Rufus. This also I don't. This also wouldn't be the worst time to go to CAG. I mean, reveal your direction, but maybe the hunters play Money Trail anyway. Then you can feed at CAG. Keep moving. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I wolf to Genoa and go down the boot from there. Although there may be a full contingent of heavily hosts and consecrated grounds. So I don't know. I feel like the optimum play is probably like wolfing to Zurich and then going to the east, but maybe that's too obvious and you want to obfuscate a little. I don't know. I don't know. I look forward to seeing what Strider ends up doing. I mean, right now, this first phase of the game has really been going Hunter's way. They haven't fought Drac, but I mean, he's lost 5 health. He's going to lose a 6 point of health. It's not too bad for the Hunters. Trail's clear. They're fairly well armed. They're fairly healthy. They have the heavily hosts. They don't have a stake, but they're about to reset the deck like fairly soon. They're out a knife, but I mean, that's fine. That's not a huge problem. The only thing going Strider's way right now is the fact that they may now have a problematic horse economy. Their horse eco may be uh, in some financial trouble. Maybe contemplating bankruptcy or a bailout or something. Hunters are low on supplies, though. I mean, Mina needs a weapon. Housing needs another card. But Seward and LG are fine, right? I don't know, that doesn't seem like the biggest problem. I guess they're short on event cards because they haven't been supplying that much, but I don't know. I feel like they haven't been supplying, though, because they've been quite productive. Hmm. This is the most efficient rail in the game right here as well. Railing to Paris or charter carriage into Marseille is hugely helpful here, especially if Drac does the strategy me and Uruk are thinking. Yep, tough times for Horsika. You know, they just ain't buying glue like they used to. This this game is going to be interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of stasis in this like middle to top part of the field, and if Randiv wins, the odds are a little higher that maybe someone could come up and pass Strider. Well, I think that would require Quincy Morris to go on a run, or maybe Spencer Wolfhart. Although I think the medium Buchholz makes it hard for Spencer to pass Strider. It's very interesting how in this phase of the tournament, certain groups played a lot of games early, and certain groups have played almost none. So, so there'll be a lot of movement from certain players and none from others. At least on the top secret admin tables that I've been calculating for release come Sunday. So it's interesting to me that we see a normal land and not a wolf form. Could mean CAG. Could mean. Interestingly, though, if it's. I guess it's dangerous regardless. Maybe try Strider is like. I mean, Strider could be doing CAG, but he could also just be saying, you know what? I'm gonna go to Marseille, land there, and then wolf form, and then boom, all of a sudden my potential locations are even greater. And I've left something on Marseille that they are either going to step on or take pains to avoid. If you get heavily hosted here in Marseille, you're still not necessarily in the worst position. Interesting. Skybreaker's back. What's up? What did you miss? The hunters fairly effectively cleared um, all of the encounters in Spain. Drac went from the South Atlantic, either the North Atlantic or Med, and then landed without wolfing. And we were just talking about whether that means he landed in CAG or Dublin or something, or whether he just chanced a land in Marseille with the intent of wolfing out of there later to create a little bit more confusion. Um, that's pretty much where we're at. There was a spy trigger on Mina in Granada, and Mina had no weapon. She had to drop her tickets. We were talking about maybe she had to discard a white one, which could slow the hunters a little bit, but the hunters are still using horses, so I'm guessing that she did not actually discard a white one. So, yeah, maybe that was a little safer than it. Maybe that was a little bit less impactful than it may have appeared when it happened. And Mina, in that that exchange revealed a Holy Circle, a Heavenly Host, and a something else. Oh, a steak? Yeah, steak. Not in Iberia, no kidding. Skybreaker's thing in Ireland. I think I disagree with that. I think he went bold and went to Marseille, and now he's contemplating either hiding there to cause a lot of pain, moving one to obfuscate, or wolfing. Honestly, if you move one here to Zurich and then you wolf, oh man, have you obfuscated even more. I wouldn't put it past Strider to return. Okay, we're feeding. Maybe Cag, maybe Fog in Marseille. Yeah, if you feed and then you leave Cag, you're losing most of the benefit of the feed. Haruk is guessing Cag just to cover the bases. I like that. Gotta make sure we have guesses all around the field. How many games has he just circled the UK? Some of them. Strider has definitely taken a liking to that, although Strider, he really does vary it up, which I enjoy, at least in casual games. Okay, I was wrong. This might not be wise, but I might. Well, I guess you don't really need a scan of France. Cag or Galway. Errol's been doing Britannia starts a lot more often. And I bet some of these new players will try them more too, as a lot of these new players are favoring aggressive, fighty combat drac strats. Cag would be a fairly safe bet for now. I mean, yeah, yeah, I agree with that. If not Marseille, if I'm Drac, I'd much rather be in Cag than in Galway, because then your next moves are largely telegraphed. Well, maybe you don't care. Man, another bad horse. Riding across the nation, a thoroughbred of sin. That's why Horsey Co's stock is down. You get service like that. And a lair. Another spy for Mina. She's gonna drop that ticket she just drew. Oh, she's a pistol now. Okay. No harm, no foul. Yeah, those spies are doing work today. I wanted to see the new event, yeah. Alright then, keep your secrets. Had a newer player move on to mean it in a game when a spy striped her last weapon. Yikes. You want Arabians, you got Clydesdales. So Arabians and Clydesdales. Arabians are like race horses and Clydesdales are show horses. Is that the, I think that's the reference. Is that the reference? I think now there's time for an oof. Yeah. You always need a good timely oomph. Whew, man, I'm sleepy. Excuse the yawning. Um, Alrighty then, we are waiting with bated breath. Will we see a Hyde in CAG? I guess if you are in Galway, you move to Dublin now, you hide in Dublin. It's fairly safe, and no one's going to jump on you immediately. And even if it's telegraphed, not that many hunters can get to you. Clydesdales are big, bulky workhorses, have furry hooves. Yeah, I know what they look like. Got it. Oh, I see. So the reference is that we're seeing a lot of these yellow ones. These are big, bulky, but slow workhorses whose whole raison d'etre is to be in Budweiser commercials. I see. When you want to be zipping across the map, going full Seabiscuit. That makes sense to me. Okay, so we got a rumor token. I like that play. Whether it's in Galway or CAG, the rumor tokens be somewhat out of the way. So may as well create some incentive to deal with it. Although it would be extraordinarily funny if he's in knots right now. Now that would be bold. This Bud's for you. So we've talked Guinness, we've talked Budweiser. Okay. Randiv is assuming it's CAG, trying to get ahead of the game. Makes sense. Yeah, Horseyco's getting their orders mixed up. Exactly. And that's why their stock is tumbling. All right. So not to be too shady, I'm thinking this game is progressing more Clydesdale paced than Arabian. When this like mid game where it's all about just kind of like waiting for these supplies, waiting for the reveal. Let's pick this up. Yeah, if he's a nonce, he's a mad genius. Yep, I agree. Well, if he's a nonce and then escapes from this, he's a mad genius. Being a nonce right now would be mad, with the genius part TBD, to be proven. Oop, okay. Scan time, that'll rule out nonce. To be absolutely sure. Whew. Mm, okay, wax cylinders. This could be useful. If it's CAG, we're going to find out. Okay. Well, now we know exactly where it is. Process of elimination. Sky's guess is probably right, unless the scan reveals not. Him getting away with it so far is already impressive, if true. Okay, 6 draws. That'll be helpful to the hunters. Hmm. So, scan. Yeah, no, maybe. She's down on items, so maybe she's tempted to supply instead. Okay. So, now we know by process of elimination exactly where Dracula is. He is in Dublin. And that makes me think maybe this is like a fog or something. It's like a trick rumor token with the real stuff to be in Dublin. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Big mystic research indeed. Yep. And we're about to cycle the item deck. So you can get that knife back. Get a stake if you need it. So, now we know exactly what this is. This is a hide in Dublin. What do the hunters do now that they have this information? Have they drawn any excellent weathers? Be pretty sick right now to excellent weather Irish Sea and kind of preempt Drax move to the UK, to Britannia. Although Strider does love his dark call, so he could dark call here and then go back to North Atlantic in 2 turns. Although honestly, if Drac is dark calling and going back to sea, especially in this circumstance. Oh, we do have an excellent weather. On good old JS. Is he going to Irish? Or is he going to deal with the Rumor token? Rumor token, okay. Is it fake? Is it fog? New vamp, okay. Alright. Aruk, I think you're right. You're right. He does not even need to Dark Call. You're correct. Trail slides first. Go to Irish this turn. Slide Trail. North Atlantic next turn. Interesting. That definitely makes Ireland far more advantageous than it used to be. So if Drac goes to sea now, yeah, if he goes to sea now, it's not the biggest problem. Alright, let's beat up some hunters here. One, two, three. I assume. Oh yeah, both weather cards are burnt, right? Another great punch. Well done. Yeah, I assume. Um, yeah, I assume there was a stake traded to him, but if there's not, so be it. I mean, Mina can always bring it over, or he can, or he may be able to fight this at dawn. But yeah, this definitely shows the downside to using your excellent weather early. Okay. This also really makes me wonder what's going to be on Dublin. Hmm. Hoax might be good on Dublin. Or another vamp. So I'm guessing there is not a stake in Seward's possession. He's feeling the need to do some killing in the daylight. Yeah, getting too predictable with the turn one plotting. I think that's right. That's certainly only best for a turn one dodge. And Randiv hasn't really been doing any turn one dodges. Not that he couldn't, but all right, we've escaped 2 damage. Pretty neutral encounter. Net beneficial for Team Hunter. So how do hunters arrange this now? I guess start putting themselves all. I don't know. Maybe just keep supplying for now. Move Godalming to Le Havre, something like that. The rest of them, kind of block his way south. You can kind of control where he's going, or you can not control, but you can easily respond to where he's going in most places. I guess, yeah, I guess if he goes to North Sea after North Atlantic and then Wolf's, that's a little further away, but by that time you can already be there. Have someone to cover that area. Basically, the hunters can play like a zone defense here. Just have someone to cover each area, and then if he lands in Britannia, just start swarming. I guess that's the way to go about it. Hunters got to make themselves a gradually more constricting net. Suud might still have the stake. Well, I think not now. So now, one of two things can happen. Either Seward can stay there, wait for Mina, and then take a 2v1 fight. Although I think Mina has the other stake. Um, or I guess if Mina does have the stake, she can just go up, get there. Yeah, get there in time and stake it. That's just gonna happen. Mina can go there, get there in time, and stake it. Stewart can go to Dublin next turn, deal with whatever's there. Or Stewart can leave it for Mina to deal with later. Go around. I guess it's probably not worthwhile. You may as well keep going in the direction Drax's going and clear trail while you're doing it. Um, Hired scouts. Wonder what this will reveal. Yep. Dublin and Liverpool. So we got the move to Irish Sea. Drac remains just one step ahead. The Aladdin strat. No, maybe it's one jump ahead. One jump ahead. Let's see where he jumps to next. A little Wolf to London. Not a bad idea. I think Godalming goes to Le Havre here. Make that Wolf to London slightly scarier. Um, yeah, do that. I think if I'm Drac, yeah, if I'm Drac, slide trail. Galway's here. London is here. Slide trail, move to Plymouth. Um, slide trail, feed. Unless you have a hunter directly next to you in that situation. Or a hunter that's poised to land on you the following turn. In which case you would have to leave earlier. But I think what's best for Strider here is now taking up some time on this island, in a relatively safe position and getting that extra feed in to keep your health reasonably high. That would be small C, conservative, safe. Hunters will keep supplying up, so they're going to build up a lot of potential energy and potential threats. But that'll be a future Drax problems. You go to Plymouth, you feed, burn some more clock, start sailing somewhere else. Probably to CAG at that point. So Drax, what? 11 health, 11 health, 10 health here. Feed, 13 health. Hired scouts. Nope. Good for Drax to burn those now. So 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 8. Be 8 health in CAG, and it'd be Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. That'd be perfect, actually, if you did that Plymouth strat and fed, and you had the opportunity to do it. You could heal up, get to CAG, and yeah, get your first 3 points there. That'd be pretty good. It'd be kind of boring and slow, but I think that could be very effective. And then by the time you were there, you'd probably be getting your wolf form back anyway. From London. Yeah, wolf from London. Oh, not helpful. Just toss it. Yeah, great ally. Use him. Yep. Yeah, Mina's feeling pretty lonely. Why she using Jonathan? More like hired scammers. I found these guys who tell us they can find drag even in sea. That's my strat. Yeah, Plymouth is on the English Channel side. That's the point. Wolf from Irish to London, London, Plymouth, English Channel, North Atlantic, South Atlantic, Med. London slides off, you can wolf form. Yeah, if he does that strat, it's fairly safe, and by the time he gets to Med, he can wolf form or land in CAG, and he's going to score 3 Fury points. I just need to prepare for that possibility. Maybe keep somebody nearby. Have like a hypnosis ready, maybe, to kind of zero in on where he goes. If you had to, consecrated ground to make him move 1 space further. That'd be a little extreme. I probably wouldn't do that. Um, but while it's far away in terms of number of days, it seems like the writing's on the wall. That seems like a very plausible strat, especially since nobody moved towards Britannia now. Like if there was a move to Le Havre from Godalming last turn, Drac moves to London, Godalming moves to Channel, Drac moves to Plymouth. He might feel pressure not to feed, and in that case, if I'm Godalming, I'd probably jump on him. Or at least I would definitely jump on him if I had like heroic leap. That'd be a great time for it. But even if not, I might just jump on him, try to make his sea movement more limited. I'm thinking so many steps down the road here. Alright. Surely there's only one move here. There's only one thing you might really realistically do. I can't see any reason to do anything other than Wolf to London here. Anywhere else you're risking damage from CG, or you're going to C. Yeah, if this isn't London, my mind would be blown. Also, if this Galway matures, which it looks likely that it will, I mean, I guess if Seward has Heroic Leap, maybe you could try to do some damage during the day and then leave it at night. It seems likely to mature, and if that does happen, that cuts Strider's turns to survive in 2. I don't know that Long Night does anything in this situation. It rarely does. So I guess maybe you're just throwing it out there for fun. All right. Yeah, much as I like the supplying. Okay. I guess what's interesting about this is, well, I was gonna say maybe Godalming being further away makes Dracula want to stay in Britannia longer. I feel like Strider knows what he's doing. The Plymouth feed strategy is just so straightforward and makes so much sense. As long as there's not a hunter directly on you, just I don't think there's anything that would make me deviate from that path in this situation if I were Strider. Yeah, we're letting the mature happen. I mean, I think that makes sense if you don't have heroic leap. There's not really a reason to take the one-on-one fight. But let's win for Drac. Um, oh, okay. Going to the Hav. 3, 4, 5. The thing is, at 6 influence, even a vampire lair would not really do anything in terms of reducing the turns that Fury would the turns in which Dracula would win after Fury phase starts. So, regardless of vampire lair or not, Drac's gonna have to survive 3 turns after Fury mode starts. So, knowing you can go to Plymouth and feed, then go all the way to CAG and get 2 of your Fury mode places there, then just land one more space and win. It's just Randiv needs to be thinking about that possibility ahead of time because if he doesn't have someone in med when it happens to block CAG without an excellent weather, it's just too easy to do that. Obviously, if he sees it coming, which he eventually will if he hasn't already, If he sees that strategy coming, he can just move Helsing and make sure Helsing is in the med when Drac is. Okay, we got the mature, but could get tricky. It's Drac or bust now, that's right. And I guess the thing is, if you have... He's in Plymouth. Actually, if you have surprising return, I guess whenever Drac goes to the channel, that would be the time to play it. In that situation, Drac feeds, 13 health. In that case, 11 health, 9 health, 7 health, 5 health, 4 health with a wolf form, or 5 if landed in CAG. Yeah, that would deal 3 additional damage in the universe I'm contemplating. Aruk is saying there could be a hide here. I agree with that. Could be. But I still think you feed. And then you save your hide for London Plymouth. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! My whole, like, the entire strat I envisioned is, like, not what's happening. And this is a CG nuke zone. And hunters have been supplying a ton. And even if GG could be, they've gone through half the deck. Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll find out. And here's the thing, now that that's revealed, even if there's not a CG, this is a way more dangerous situation than I was thinking. I guess Drac can go to Edinburgh next, put down a fog. But I mean, Seward could have forewarned. And even if he doesn't, you now have more sea movement if you want to go south, and you have fewer landing spaces if you want to stay north. Manchester is a bad position. Drax could have been in such a great position if he just went Plymouth. All right, I gotta pay attention to the chat now. What have you guys been thinking here? They finally got some good scouts. Yeah, those scouts are pivotal. That is massive. Madman went to Manchester. Let's see the holy hand grenade. Holy hand grenade of Antioch. On its way to Manchester, England, England. Across the Atlantic Sea. Is Drac a genius? We're soon gonna see. Do we have it? There's a pause. Pause could mean he has it. Oh no! And it's Knights Up. He's trying to get it. Oh, and Dracula gets a card. Oh lordy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And here's the thing: if you had, oh, miscounted, okay, that's fair. Okay, no judgment. I miscount stuff all the time. You should count it in the chat to avoid that. But I've made that mistakes more times than I can count. But I'm okay. No judgment there. But wow, that's something else. Now, what could that be? Hunters better be praying that it's sensationalist press. Genius and madness are only separated by the degree of success. Yep. There's never been any great genius without an element of madness. Seneca said that. The reason I know this because my wacky high school Latin teacher had it posted on his wall of his classroom. There's been never been any great Latin teacher without an element of madness. They're an eclectic bunch. Alrighty then. Waiting for players to finish dawn actions. 2v1 and Eddie. Renewed vigor. Let's see the 2v1 and Eddie. Who's got the forewarned? Has a sane mind ever produced anything of true significance? It's some profound questions here. This fine Thursday. Wish it was Thursday. Wednesday evening. All right, moment of truth. It's a fog. We got the forewarned. Yes, we do. All right, Randiv, here's your chance. Now what? Supply? Do you trade with Drac? You give me a claw, I'll give you a knife. Got a crucifix just for you. Yeah, honestly though, a heroic leap would be clutch here. Discarding a horse. If you have heroic leap, I maybe agree with that. I think I still probably don't. Although maybe, honestly, a hunter that has a lot of different things can be very effective in combat, especially when it's stuff Drac doesn't know. Yeah, maybe that is the right call. Maybe you just try to win in this combat 2v1. It's very possible, especially with Aggie. My brain just like isn't that good at combat, and I prefer to think of the ways to win. Oh, it summons storms. Wow. What a useful behind the veil. That's wild. That is something critical to know. It really is going to all come down to this in a lot of ways because if Mina lands in Britannia and Drake gets away, she and Stuart are not going to be able to follow him. It's going to be all Helsing and and Godalming doing the protection of the mainland. Huh. With the options to... Yeah. Victory or death coming up. Alea Jagd Est. Alright, Mina. You going where I think you're going? Oh, there's something on London. Does she have charter carriage? No, she doesn't. Ooh, does she have forewarned? Yeah, if she still had charter carriage or could have had a trader to it, she could have gone to Plymouth and then charter carriaged up. Okay, that's big for Drac. It's one-on-one. Nice play, putting the fog on London and the fog on Eddie. Yeah, all we need to do is get him down to 2 health. That's right. Although I guess he could feed in that situation, but then you'd have to fight Stewart again in a day combat. Planned ambush is a big help. Especially if in that supply you picked up bullets. Because with planned ambush, you can basically guarantee to get either a holy bullet off or a heavenly host off, if that's what you want to do. I think your strength here. Or plot, that makes sense. Now do you keep the punch? I guess he does. It's a tough call, right? I mean, if you can guarantee your 4 damage or whatnot. But, I mean, there may be times you want to do a dodge or something and want to have to not worry about plotting. Also, Drac may need the card draw. Ooh. Alright, they both got 9 health. Evenly matched. Mano a mano. Now the guessing game. Is Stewart going to play the gun? Is he going to play the knife? Is he going to play the host? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Drac has. I don't know what Drac's thinking. These players are staring each other down, trying to get into each other's heads. That's all you can do. I'm assuming the hand is host, knife, gun, bullets. Um, Although honestly, um, a late drawn crucifix that discarded the horse would be pretty could be pretty clutch against a defensive Drac like this. One's in the discard, but the other's not. Mesmerize. Heavenly Host. Okay. Big win for Randiv right there. Drac's down to 5. And the Mesmerize is canceled. That's another big thing. So the weapons following this are not going to be reduced in strength, which could matter. 2 knife stabs kill here rather than 3. Although again, kill is strength. Okay. Predictable. Okay, that's a big deal. What else you got, Seward? Now Seward only has 2 things in his hand. Is it a gun and bullet? I might punch here, honestly. Because given the needed C movement, a 4-out Drac is a big difference than... Oh, double knife. Honestly, though, I mean, you're going to face Seward again in a Dawn combat here. Of necessity. Unless you go to C now, and then you got a 50-50 chance of landing on Godalming. I mean... 2, 3, 4... So if I'm Hunters, thought about Fang, I'm so mad at myself. Yeah. Um, well, you definitely didn't want to Fang into the knife. Oh, you mean, he must mean when the Heavenly Host was played. Yeah, it's hard to guess it, honestly. No judgment. That being said, Randiv now. Next turn, if you can, like, make sure Helsing has the Charter Carriage tonight. Charter Carriage Helsing to Brussels. Horse or train Godalming to Cologne. Godalming covers Hamburg. Helsing covers Amsterdam when Drac would need to land there if he goes to sea now. That being said, I assume he is going to feed. Yeah, that Strider move to Manchester was such a unforced error in my view. It's been really blunt, but I know I've said this a million times. I don't mean to belabor the point, but it was just so straightforward, that Plymouth plan. The timing would have worked out so well. Manchester, I get the appeal because, what are the odds that Hunters draw the hard sketch when they did? You can burn more clock, obfuscate more about where you'll land, and maybe you get lucky and have the opportunity to stay in Britannia, like long term. I get the appeal. And then you have all this trail the Hunters have to deal with. I get it. Like, there is some reward there, but I mean, even if there wasn't hired sketch, the risk of Hunters like realizing, oh, he's in Britannia, like, it's just so much more of a narrow universe of places you could be. All right, we're gonna see a feed. I think we're gonna see a feed. Yeah, Seward doesn't night supply. We do see the feed. Now we know Seward has a knife and something else. We don't know the last thing. Okay. All right, no special powers. They're just going at it. What if CG and Amsterdam and Hamburg after this battle? Oh, good point, yeah. If there is CG, I agree, don't use it. Or, I'm sorry, use it to block Hamburg and Amsterdam. Force one more C move. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Drax gotta try to get Drax to 2 health or less. Yeah, exactly. Do 4 damage and Drax is dead. So we see the strength. Punch. Okay. Honestly, I'd call that a win for Drac because you can mesmerize a weapon, you can't mesmerize a punch. And this is a dawn combat, so you're not going to break the weapon anyway. So you want to go strength, mesmerize, strength again, escape is missed. Okay. If you have the other strength and you have escape is missed, that's a win. And now you know he has a rifle, which is not that shocking, but good to know. He has a knife and a rifle. Going down the wire. If Drac has the right cards, he can survive. He has a claw against a knife. Um, and it's a mesmerized knife. So he's down to 4. Oh, and the escape is gonna deal 2 damage to him because of Aggie. I don't think there's anything Drac can do here. I think he maybe, even if he has another Mesmerize and another Fang. Fang's the rifle. I guess that's game. He's down to 2 health. I guess he's just playing for IDS, trying to kill Seward. Or maybe... I guess... Drax last hope, yeah, kills Seward. Plot. 1 health. Is there any way Drac doesn't lose this? I mean, he can't even bat away from the night combat, so... Oh, I guess Drac can misdirect Manchester. Bad as that would be. Kills Seward, misdirect Manchester. That's all Drac can do. If he plotted for the strength, he can play the strength. Yeah, I mean, Drac has to play the strength. There's no reason not to. Hmm. Yep, strength, that makes sense. Against a dodge, cancel it, yep. 1 health left. Now does Seward heal here? Um, Given Drac's health, he can't Dark Call. He can't... Hiding would do nothing. He can't go to C. GG, I can't win this. I mean, if Seward's health weren't so low, I would say go to Manchester. Can't be another fog. I mean, yeah, Mina's gonna kill him. At best, he kills Seward. Mr. X goes to Manchester. Mina knows that. Mina kills him. There's no other fog. I forgot about Aggie. Eek. Yeah. Please go because I have to go to bed soon. Yeah, I guess. Strider, that being said, I do see why Randiv's delaying a little bit. Because if he dies, this does get harder. I mean, Seward could play it safe and just leave. If you don't want Seward to die and don't want to lose the IDS, that might be the best approach. It would drag the game out a little bit, but it'd be safer. Just rail to Liverpool. You're not going to die. Then you heal in Liverpool at night. Drac has to go to Manchester. And then you can either have Mina take it solo or you go 2v1. And then after that, Drac has to jump on you. I think that's what I'd do. That's the slowest way to win, which is gonna annoy Strider. But if you go to Liverpool now, I mean, you could even just stay in Liverpool. Um, yeah, charter carriage. He's doing that. Yeah, go to Liverpool. Go to Liverpool. Heal. Then Mina, since Drac will not be able to buy. Well, London will be here when he goes to Manchester. You hide. London goes here. I guess Mina could just stay where she is. You just take Drac and another dawn combat. That's what you do. It's gonna be long and annoying, which is the safest. You won't you won't take any more IDS loss. You don't risk 100 death. Yeah. Hunters can just sit tight. Drac will do the misdirect. It'll take a bunch of time, but it's safe. Hoop-a-doop. Yep, it's quite a game. So we're really just waiting for the clock to run out here. Saturday night move, yeah. Saturday night move, Sunday night, or hide Sunday night. I guess if Drac wants to maximize IDS, he can do a Saturday night move, hide Sunday night, and then move Monday night and get 3 points. Um, oh, Strider just calls it. We go full seppuku. He'd rather he'd rather just take the quick death than try to maybe do a bank shot for a few more IDS points. No judgment. Got an achievement out of it. Alright, well, that was fun. Real change in fortunes at the end. That dies by his own hand so he can go to bed, yes. Yep. Strider does not want a long night. He wants it to be real short. Should not have gone to Eden. Yeah, I don't know. By the time you were in Manchester, I don't know what would have been the best thing to do. Should have hit with quad fog, then went back to sea. One thing that is interesting, um, had other for one, but didn't get the right person. Yeah, probably should have thought about that, but it's fine. Worked out. I mean, you probably were not expecting the board to look like it did with Drac and Manchester. Oh yeah, another Davy Jones win. Yep. Thanks for streaming. Yep, it was a good one. Thanks to you, Skybreaker and Aruk. It was fun having you all in the chat, having some back and forth. One thing I do want to say is we, as the Fury of Dracula community, need to get some abbreviations for the cities. I guess we don't have them because um, the cities have numbers, but I like how in like the diplomacy community, there's like a three-letter abbreviations for each space. So Edinburgh, which is in that game, is EDI, EDI. You know, Paris, PAR. Somewhere Liverpool has LPL because there's also Livonia to differentiate. But I guess it's not that needed when you have the numbers. All right, well, I guess that's all I have to say. Congrats, simple players. GG, well played. Great win for Randiv. You're now back to even Stevens, 6-6, so that's a good place to be. Well positions you for a run in the end. Although don't start winning too much because you might be able to pass me. So good win on this one though. All right, that's all I got. Thanks again, everybody. Catch you next time.